Welcome to our first ever live edition of the TMI Thursdays podcast.
Good evening. We are delighted to be here
Delighted.
on video.
Yes, here we are. Welcome, listeners, to the first one. This is a little tester. We go live for real in a couple of days' time, but we just wanted to give the equipment a bit of a go, check out the studio setup and make sure that you lovely people could see and hear us. So here we are.
Here we are. Oh my God, I can't believe we are here. We have been working tirelessly over every evening, doing a bit here.
We have.
Moving lights and setting up cameras and mics and equipment and everything. And we have zero experience with any of this. We are new. Last week we went live on audio. And then this week here we are on video because you people want to see us. Well, here we are then.
Well, 5 of you anyway. 5 that told me, but hopefully we can get some more listeners and our audience will grow. But delighted to be here, honestly. This is going to be fun. We're going to cover all sorts of stuff. We're really looking forward to, getting feedback from you guys and covering what's important. And there'll be lots of discussions, debates, maybe a couple of little arguments, a few laughs along the way. But I'm looking forward to that. Are you?
And apparently people want to hear our accent.
Yeah. Well, we live in Northern Ireland, don't we? And neither of us are native to these shores.
I know.
So we kind of stand out. We don't really represent the local.
Where are you really from?
I'm really from the London Borough of Islington in North London. So I'm from London.
I love it when people go, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Northern Ireland." And they're like, "But where are you really from?" I'm like, what's my background? Yeah, I'm half Slovakian, half Hungarian.
Yeah, how cool. Whereabouts? Tell us a bit more about where you're from in Slovakia.
So I live 15, 20 miles from the Hungarian border in a small town called Nesvadi.
Nesvadi.
Yes, it's a bilingual town. All the signs, imagine this.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the signs are in... Yeah, both bilingual signs. We have an elementary school that you have the Hungarian version and you have a Slovakian version of the school, and everybody speaks both languages fluently, and they are completely different. Slovakian is from the Slavic group, very similar to Polish and Ukrainian and all of these. And then the Hungarian language is from the Uralic group, which is more like Finnish or Estonian or all of that. So very, very different. Wow. And beautifully coexist together. Some similar setup than what you have over here.
That's amazing.
The Irish and the English.
Well, I mean, I can't talk about Northern Ireland with the same authority that I can of my real home.
Yeah.
But the London Borough of Islington, where I'm from, is the most densely populated part of the UK, which potentially makes it the most densely populated part of Europe. And it is the most multicultural borough in London, which probably makes it the most multicultural place in the UK and probably the most multicultural place in the whole of the Europe, if not the world. So pretty cool. So in terms of accents, I'm used to everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Multi-accent. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. There's not much. There's some obviously there's diversity in Northern Ireland, but it's not like your area where you come from. And
no, it's a little bit different, but I like that. I like that Northern. I mean, so much of the world now in these big cities have become cosmopolitan, and that's great. Don't get me wrong, but I like the pockets that the communities still have legacy. I think that's a good thing. I think we shouldn't lose that. So yeah, interesting place to live.
I know. So here we are with our accents.
Yes.
And we'll probably end up doing a whole episode about accents and languages and what it's like to live in Northern Ireland with a different accent and all the fun stories I'm sure we both experienced living here, and people trying to figure out where are these people. Well, they can figure you out.
Well, I don't know, I get called Australian a lot.
Really?
Mate. Mate.
Yeah, well, I've been called before an apple picker because I sound like I'm from Armagh. Then
Armagh apples are apparently some of the finest apples in the world. Like genuinely,
only been there a couple.
An apple pie from Armagh Apples is apparently the apple pie. So I kind of get it. That's a compliment, is it not?
Well, Yeah.
Armar.
Is it a compliment? You tell me, guys.
Yeah. I can never figure out whether they're saying where they're from or talking about their mum. Armar.
Arma.
Arda. I should stop that because I'm not taking him out of the local accent. I love it. But when I like something, I tend to kind of mimic it anyway. So it's all positive.
We love living here. I have been here over 20 years. It'll be 21 years in February. And you haven't been here that long, though.
No, in terms of full-time living, it's, I'm going to say it's approaching 4.5 years now. Although I have experience of Northern Ireland going back 15 years. Coming over for extended holidays a few times a year.
Yeah.
And actually, all my Christmases have been spent bar one in Northern Ireland for the past 15 years. So, yeah, no, I've got a good understanding of the region and the area. And, now it's my home. So, yeah, good stuff. And and we're both here, so that's great. It just makes it easier for us to sit on camera together and do a podcast like this.
Yeah. And we're hoping to have some guests. Yeah, that's probably down the line when we figure out the next level of setup. This is like playing a game here, We tackled level 1 last week, and then we said, can we give level 2 a go?
Yeah, like we started. We didn't start walking. We started jogging. And then once we jogged for about 300 meters, we then decided to sprint. So this is us sprinting. But do you know what? I think this is all right. I think we should be proud of the setup we got. I think it's viable. MVP. Do you know what that stands for?
Oh.
Minimum viable product.
Ooh.
When a lot of companies and corporates, enterprises bring a new product to market, often they aim to deliver a MVP, a minimum viable product first, and then scale up from there. And I think that's what we've done.
I think we've done all right in 2 weeks.
Indeed, we have. Well, we're very fortunate because you had a lot of equipment, didn't you? So we've got everything we needed for tonight from what you had, really.
Yeah, but it's like, I may have had all the tools and everything, but the tools sat in a box for nearly a year.
Uh-huh. That box is over there.
Yeah, that box, we're looking at it, and that needed a techie guy. And I'm not a techie person. I love buying tech. I love looking at tech. I understand some tech. Yeah. But I think even you coming and going, we need this and we need Prism or we need this and we need that. And I'm going to just jiggle, pokery the cables here and do all that.
Hey.
That was me.
How you doing?
That was you. That was all you.
That was me.
And you putting on all these funky sounds as well on the soundboard and all of that. Know. So I would not have a clue.
Well, listen, I'll let you into a secret here. I'm actually not that techie either. I'm just one of those dudes that has a go with the tech and figures it out and watches YouTube and finds out tutorials and all that.
Yeah.
So I've figured it out, but to all intents and purposes, we are recording live. So this is happening. So I think we've got there. So that's excellent stuff. Yeah.
Lovely.
Indeed.
Well, I'm delighted you figured it out, because if it was up to me, I'd probably still be talking about doing something. I have talked about so many things I was going to do, and sometimes I think it just takes the perfect match when it comes to running a creative project. And it kind of I think we kind of gelled, with what we bring to this project.
Yep.
You have amazing strengths and I have different strengths, and we kind of complement.
I talk too much.
What?
I talk too much.
No, you don't.
I do. I'm getting accused of it all the time.
I talk too much.
No, I get accused of it all the time. I was just very keen and very positive. Like, you was telling me you had this vision, you wanted to do this podcast and you wanted to do it, and then one day you showed me all the equipment you had. That was the first thing I spotted. This sign here, which I absolutely love. And And then ta-da. And then when I realized how much gear you'd actually acquired to do it, I was like, it's all there. You just got to do it. I was like, just start.
But it was so overwhelming. I think I was going for a bit of an analysis paralysis. When you have an idea, you have a creative idea and you have a vision, but you're like, but how am I going to do this? And then you start gathering things and you write things down and you gather the bits and bobs, and you buy these things, and then you're like, oh, but like I now have all this stuff and it's overwhelming me, and never mind.
Yep.
I'll do it next week, and I'll do it, and then you talk about it, and then you try and you talk to multiple people, and you talk to, and then you like I've chatted, doing a podcast with my friend Dan, even.
Hi Dan.
Hi Dan. And we probably will, but it will be a different vibe. And then I realised that, I didn't want to do, because I can get really deep with topics, but I wanted something more fun and entertaining, but also same time addressing important topics that are not out there. But like I talked to Dan, and then it didn't really happen. It's just needed, I think, just the right kind of spark and gel and banter, and I think me and you kind of have that. We're similar, obviously. We're not from here, we're not local, but so we kind of bond, on different things, and we have a great level of banter and debate.
I think this is a social enterprise, right? So you got to talk. It's got to be fun. There are going to be some serious things, obviously, because we're going to be covering some topics, that just aren't humorous. But the point is that you have to have a dynamic, I guess, for this type of podcast where it can get serious or it can be stupid, and it can be anything in between. And I think it's that spectrum of dynamic that's going to be quite important. And I think between the two of us, I think that we're just going to be able to do that. So listen, we're going to find out pretty quickly, because we've started doing it anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
I think that is just kind of like a perfect intro and to what's coming. We will be live again on Thursday evening. We are just kind of discussing what to cover, and if you have any ideas, drop them in the comment box. If there's any specific that is stopping you from having a good sleep at night, let us know and we'll discuss it. But for now, I think we will slowly wrap up, and it's I just looked at my watch.
Home time.
I know, I just looked at my watch and I realised there's something wrong with my watch.
It's still 5 o'clock, people.
Well,
but she's believed it 3 times in a row. I'm getting a bit concerned that it's been a long day.
I just thought I have an infinite amount of time, but no, my watch just stopped. So I do not have an infinite amount of time.
I've got one interesting fact to tell the listeners.
Oh,
that even a broken watch is right twice a day.
Oh.
It just ain't right at the moment.
Right. I need a right kind of like, yeah. I was like, oh, what's the
Very
right?
nice.
What's the right button to press?
That was cool.
Yeah?
Loved it.
There you go. That was just
Indeed.
the perfect applause for that.
I think it was.
Thank you very much.
Right. So shall we?
Yeah, we shall wrap up for the night.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for watching this intro to the intro to the first edition that goes live tomorrow after the first live audio from last week. You can catch that on Spotify /TMI Thursdays, by the way.
Yeah.
So we'll see you at 8 p.m. on Thursday for another live show where we'll have defined, structured topics in a sense that we'll cover. And we'll do some more talking then, and hopefully you enjoy it just as much. But for now, it's goodbye from me.
Bye. From me too.
Adios.